All right, let's dive right in. Welcome to your ultimate revision class on mastering the budget treadmill market. Today, I'm going to act as your personal consumer champion. Look, if you're thinking about outfitting a home gym, but you absolutely do not want to drop $2,000 or $3,000, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to navigate the incredibly tricky and honestly sometimes deceptive market of sub-$1,000 treadmills. My goal here is simple: to make sure you get a machine that actually lasts, fits your specific fitness goals, and totally prevents you from getting scammed by fake specs or sponsored fluff. So grab your mental notepads because class is officially in session. So we have to start with the biggest problem, the real elephant in the room here. Are budget treadmills actually worth it? Well, the honest truth is that buying the wrong budget model is a fast track to a blown motor, a terrifyingly wobbly frame, and an overwhelming sense of buyer's remorse. And that is exactly why this revision class is so absolutely crucial. If you don't know exactly what to look for, you might end up with a machine that shakes like an earthquake every single time you try to break a sweat. You know why that happens? It's because the worst budget models rely on cheap, loosely bolted plastic housings instead of heavy, properly welded steel frames. But the good news is, if you apply the lessons we cover today, you can avoid those traps, save literally thousands of dollars compared to commercial gym models, and still get a fantastic, stable workout. Here is a quick look at our roadmap for today's explainer. We're breaking this topic down into 6 clear sections, taking you from the initial pitfalls all the way to our definitive buying rules. We've got section 1, the budget trap, followed by buying criteria, heavyweight contenders, compact options, insider warnings, and we'll wrap it all up with the final verdict. Let's get right to it. Okay, starting off with section 1, the budget trap, and exactly how you can avoid immediate buyer's remorse. You know, a major pitfall buyers face in this category is just falling for the absolute cheapest price tag they see online, completely ignoring the internal specifications. People see a treadmill for a couple $100 and think, wow, I just scored a massive deal. But what actually happens in reality? Well, they set it up, step onto the belt, try to go for a run, and immediately realize the frame is fundamentally weak. It rattles endlessly because the parts aren't perfectly leveled. And worse, the motor struggles so much that the belt literally slips mid-stride, totally throwing off your whole rhythm. It's a nightmare. So to quickly recap this section, extreme cheapness in fitness equipment almost always equals guaranteed failure. You absolutely have to look under the hood before you buy. Moving right along to section 2, we need to establish our baseline. These are the golden rules, the non-negotiable standards that every budget treadmill simply must meet before you even consider handing over your credit card. Now, the most vital concept you need to understand today, and I really want you to pay attention here, is CHP. This stands for continuous duty horsepower, and it is the absolute most important term you need to memorize before buying any motorized fitness equipment, period. It measures a motor's ability to maintain a specific horsepower over an extended period of time without overheating or burning out. You don't just want a quick burst of power for a 5-second sprint, right? You want sustained, reliable power for a grueling 30-minute jog or a heavy hour-long power walk. So, keeping that in mind, here are your 3 non-negotiables. Number 1, you need a true continuous duty horsepower motor of at least 2.0. Anything less just won't cut it. Number 2, you need a solid warranty. A super frequent error people make is ignoring the warranty entirely. But think about it, if a brand won't back their own frame or motor, why on earth should you? You want a brand that offers lifetime warranties on those specific highly stressed components. And number 3, realistic weight capacities and a genuinely sturdy frame so the whole thing doesn't shake while you run. So your quick recap for this section: demand 2.0 plus CHP, strong lifetime warranties, and heavy, sturdy frames. Do not compromise on these 3 rules. All right, section 3. This is where we apply our golden rules to the real world. Let's look at the absolute best models sitting right around the $999 price point. These are your heavyweight contenders. Let's compare our 2 heavyweight champions side by side. Taking the crown for best overall is the Horizon 7.0 AT, and right alongside it, our best premium pick, the legendary Sole F63. Both of these machines feature massive 60-inch by 20-inch running decks. That means if you're over 6 feet tall, your stride isn't going to accidentally fall off the back. Both pack a seriously powerful 3.0 CHP motor, but here is how you actually choose between them. The Horizon is absolutely perfect for high-intensity interval training. Why? Because it has these amazing quick dial controls right on the handlebars. You just roll them with your thumb to change speed and incline instantly without wildly stabbing at a touchscreen while you're out of breath. Plus, it features a fantastic 3-zone cushioning system. On the flip side, the Sole F63 is built like an absolute tank. It features commercial-grade components and a deck that feels slightly firmer. And actually, a lot of traditional long-distance heavy runners really prefer this firmer feel because it more closely mimics the real-world impact of road running. It can even help prevent Achilles strain that's sometimes caused by overly bouncy decks. Oh, and one more huge thing. Sole is famous for having zero forced subscription fees. You press start and you just run. However, we need to talk about a massive oversight buyers make with these specific models, and that is underestimating their sheer physical weight. Delivery drivers will often just drop these 250-pound boxes right at your front door, or sometimes even just leave them in the driveway. People mistakenly think they can muscle these massive boxes alone up a flight of stairs to a second-floor bedroom. You absolutely cannot. There is just no way. It is a strict two-person job, and honestly, you might even need moving straps. So as a quick recap for this section, both the Horizon 7.0 AT and Sole F63 offer phenomenal gym-quality durability for serious runners, provided you have the physical space on the ground floor and a very strong friend to help you carry them inside. Now let's transition to section 4. What if your budget is a bit tighter, or you literally just do not have the floor space for those massive 250-pound machines? Let's see how we accommodate smaller living rooms. We have two truly incredible options here for smaller spaces. First up is our best value for money pick, the Horizon T101. It's usually priced right around $649, and honestly, this is the gold standard for beginners. It packs a solid 2.5 CHP motor and a 55-inch deck. In real-life, everyday use, this machine is remarkably ultra-quiet. You can easily walk or lightly jog while listening to a podcast or watching TV without having to blast the volume to the max, thanks to that smooth motor and the built-in Bluetooth speakers. But what if you're living in a really tiny apartment? Enter the XTERRA TR150, which usually comes in well under $400. It simply gets the basic job done in an incredibly tiny footprint. It folds up beautifully, and it has a very compact 16-inch wide by 50-inch long deck. Now, with only a 16-inch width, you definitely won't have room for a wide, wandering running stride. But for strict, centered walking, it is absolutely all you need. It's lightweight, incredibly cheap, and perfect for strict walkers on an extreme budget. The crucial point here, and exactly where so many shoppers go wrong, is expecting high-speed, heavy-duty performance from these smaller entry-level machines. You simply cannot do heavy, daily marathon training on a 55-inch or a 50-inch deck. The motors will eventually start to struggle with that constant high-speed friction, and if you have a long-running stride, you will literally run out of room on the belt. Also, just keep in mind that the highly compact models like the XTERRA often feature manual inclines. That means you actually have to get completely off the machine and manually pull a physical pin to change the slope. To recap this section, align your expectations with the hardware. These are strictly high-value options designed for daily walkers, light joggers, beginners, seniors, and anyone living in really tight spaces. Let's move on to section 5, which is your ultimate consumer protection checklist. This is the crucial before you buy reality check to make sure you don't get scammed. Okay, the absolute biggest trap you are going to encounter out there is the peak horsepower scam. Cheap brands know exactly what you're looking for. You want a powerful motor, so they heavily advertise a 3.0 peak motor. It sounds super strong on paper, right? But it is a completely deceptive marketing trick. A peak motor simply cannot handle a sustained 30-minute workout without eventually overheating and burning up. It only hits that advertised horsepower for a tiny fraction of a second before immediately dropping down to a much, much weaker output. Continuous duty horsepower, or CHP, is the true honest metric of a motor's sustained power and longevity. Do not buy a treadmill unless it explicitly lists its CHP rating. I need you to follow these 4 steps religiously before you click that buy button. Step 1. Verify it uses true CHP, not peak. Step 2. Check those physical box dimensions so you don't get stuck with a massive box you literally can't squeeze through your front door. Step 3. Beware of subscription traps. Some brands will actually lock up your treadmill screen, essentially turning it into a brick, until you pay a monthly fee for their fitness app. Luckily, Horizon and Sole do not do this, which is a massive advantage. And step 4, this one is incredibly critical. Always add a 15 to 20% buffer to the max weight capacity. A really frequent error is buying a treadmill where your own body weight exactly matches the maximum limit. If you add that 15 to 20% buffer above your weight, you significantly reduce the strain on the motor controller and drastically extend the overall life of the machine. To recap this section, verify your specs, plan for heavy delivery, dodge those sneaky subscriptions, and always pad your weight limits. Finally, we have arrived at section 6. Let's summarize everything we have learned today into a definitive, actionable purchasing verdict. Here is the absolute bottom line for outfitting your home gym on a budget. You should buy the heavyweights, the Horizon 7.0 AT or the Sole F63, if you are a serious runner wanting maximum durability for under $1,000. They smartly avoid expensive, laggy touchscreens and just focus entirely on being reliable workhorses. You should consider the Horizon T101 if your main goal is just daily walking or light jogging and you want to save some serious cash while still securing a lifetime frame and motor warranty. Absolutely, positively skip those random alphabet soup brand names you see online for $200. The tech is basic, the motors are completely weak, the belts will constantly slip, and I guarantee you they will become a very expensive clothes hanger within 3 months, perfect for draping your laundry over, but absolutely terrible for your actual cardiovascular health. And your ultimate buying strategy? Wait for major holiday discounts. Models like the Sole F63 and Horizon 7.0 AT almost always drop their prices right back down to that sweet $999 spot during big sales events like Black Friday or New Year's. Okay, let's move to our final exercise and see how this builds your confidence as a buyer. To ensure you are fully prepared to build your home gym, I want you to literally pause this explainer right now and test yourself on these 5 quick revision questions based on everything we've just covered. Ready? First, what does CHP stand for? Second, which treadmill features those awesome quick dial thumb controls? Third, what is the ideal percentage for your weight capacity buffer? Fourth, between Peak and CHP, which one is the marketing scam? And finally, why must you avoid the $200 alphabet soup brands? Take a moment, pause the screen, and mentally answer those. If you can answer all 5 correctly, you are officially ready to shop smartly and safely. I am going to leave you with this final, incredibly crucial thought directly from our source material. As genuinely great as these sub-$1,000 machines are, you have to be totally honest with yourself about your goals. If you weigh over 300 pounds, or if you are out there training for a competitive marathon and logging 50+ miles a week, you just need to increase your budget by at least $500 to $1,000 and look at heavy-duty commercial models. So ask yourself right now, are you buying a machine for a light, healthy daily walk? Or are you secretly hoping a budget treadmill will miraculously survive a grueling 50-mile marathon training week? Align your budget with your reality, and you will buy right every single time. Thanks for joining this revision class.